Today we're going to be talking about how you can get more SaaS customers by simply submitting your business to business and high intent review directories. And this is tactic number 7. So now this is an extension of our 17 proven tactics video, which I'll link over here if you haven't seen already. Then maybe you want to go and watch that and then come back and check this video out. But this is tactic number 7 and is highly impactful for startups, especially those SaaS businesses that are starting out in the space, especially if there's already an established market and there's other competitors out there who have been around for a while, boast what they do, but don't quite do things in the same way that your particular business might do or your software might do. And maybe just doesn't have the same feature set that loads of people have asked for. Maybe that piece of software on the market or those pieces of software are much older, much more legacy in fact, and less flexible when it comes to speed, integrations, or even building out custom tech around them. Now, this tactic actually has multiple impacts on multiple fronts, right? It could have impacts on the actual buyer's journey, on the sales processes themselves. It could have an impact on organic traffic. It could have an impact on organic high intent traffic, on SEO overall, on link building. So it's quite a useful tactic to actually have in your arsenal. And it's important that you actually go ahead and start out with filling these directories out, going into these high intent review sites and making sure that you're listed under these particular software or product categories, i.e. like let's say marketing analytics or accounting software or HR software, whatever your software is related to, you're in that particular category because you are a contender and you're starting to build out your profile by getting the reviews of your first sets of customers. Just a quick thing, that the topic of link building can actually become quite technical and confusing at one point. So that's why we're going to dumb this down and make sure that you understand it right. Usually this happens when a technical marketer is actually explaining it. But here's a simple tip. Really simply put, the better the links from a particular business site or more trustworthy a site is, the more highly impacting it is for your particular website over time. So here's a simple tip to actually get more customers, which I've done in the past as well for particular startups and projects I've worked on, and where your customers actually go when they're buying software. So before we move into how you can get listed, did you know that according to Gartner, 66% of software buyers say that reviews impact their purchase decision? Now, if you tell me that, this is actually amazing because there's a ton of buyer committees out there, especially for SaaS startups selling to enterprises. You'll probably find that there's multiple buyers in a particular committee or in a particular buyer center. There's like a few users, maybe one end user or a couple of end users, and then you've got a couple of influencers of the actual platform, and then you've got the actual high buyer at the end of it. But normally there's a panel of people that review certain aspects of a software before it enters their ecosystem at their particular enterprise before they actually purchase. And review sites, especially software review sites, are one of the ways that they actually go about vetting particular softwares and finding out what these institutions think of these softwares by doing their own research up front. So the way you list yourself under directories that are focused on business directories. So what you want to do is actually list your business under the industry related business directories and software directories. Now these could be highly impactful ones that focus on high intent reviews like G2 Crowd and Capterra, Software Advice, GetApp, SourceForge. There are a ton out there. But what you want to do is make sure you build out your profile, make sure you've got all your content and everything associated properly, get it onto that profile properly. Make sure you have maybe a couple of tracking links included and a particular CTA for it, like schedule a demo, or maybe you want them to get to download a white paper, or if you want to get them to learn about something in particular, you've got an overview video you want them to watch, so you can link that within that profile. So what people do is they'll go ahead and compare you to another software, or they'll go ahead and learn a bit more about your software, and when they're ready, they'll click through from that website to yours to then schedule a demo. Usually you find a lot of the buyer's journey or the customer journey includes the step of going to a software site, maybe downloading something or interacting with a piece of content, or maybe just directly going through that site to go to yours, because that's their method of researching particular products whilst they're in the information gathering phases, or when they're comparing certain softwares to another in the commercial part of their journey that they're at the minute. So all in all, what does this mean for you? You can get more customers simply because you're more visible to those customers. You're more visible to those buyer committees that are actively doing research that the buyer has told their research team to focus on. Maybe we need some form of HR performance improvement softwares or HR management software, and what we need to do is compare two different platforms. So the buyer will tell their buyers committee to go ahead and scrape a bunch of that information, pull it all together, and come back with some insights, some findings, and some recommendations, in fact. So it's important that you're on these sites so that you don't miss out on that opportunity. Now, also, the reason why you want to be listed in these places is because if you're not there and your competitors are there, your competitors are getting most of this market share, right? Or this share, right? Of people coming through onto those software sites and understanding that there's a platform for that particular issue or for that particular type of software that they're looking for in the first place. So if you're not there in the first place, right, you're actually losing out on gaining more of that customer share. So it's important that you list yourselves there so you're more visible, you're competing, and you're able to actually start to generate or increase your share of voice in the market essentially. Anyway, that's for tactic number 7, and that's on submitting your business to business and high intent review sites and directories, all to get more SaaS customers. So if you guys did like this video, then please do like, subscribe and share. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have any particular questions or you want to hear about any particular strategies and tactics, drop them in the comment section and I'll definitely cover them. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next tactical video, and take it easy. See you soon.